Hey y'all, I got a little video that's uploading and it's just a video of me unboxing some new tarot cards that I got tonight, but it's taking forever to upload. For some reason, I don't know what it is about this apartment, but the uploading speed is really slow. So it is uploading as I am doing this video. So what I wanted to do was get into a spread real quick tonight before I turn in for the night. It used one of my new decks that I got that is on that video. And this is why I was saying to you guys that I wanted to get up to at least 50 subscribers so I can go live, so I'm not waiting to upload, so you know I won't have this issue anymore. So if I can get those 50 subscribers, if you would please subscribe. I know you guys are watching and I appreciate that, but if I can get you to go ahead and subscribe, we can avoid the issue with uploading right now that I'm having. For some reason, I don't know, like, it works for everything else, my computers and everything. I can get online, everything is moving fast, and I watch whatever I want to on my TVs as they're hooked up to the internet as well, or what have you. And my phone, everything is moving fast, but when it comes to uploading these videos, for some reason it's moving slow, and I don't know what it is. And so I'm not about to get on hold with Xfinity forever. That's how they be. It takes you forever to get a real person on the line. They want you to chat and all of that, and you know, more than likely what they're gonna want is for me to upgrade to another package if I want faster uploading speed. So I'm not gonna do that right now. No. But I do have a new deck. This is called the Classic Tarot Cards deck. It is a division of the Lenormand decks. I have other decks. I have 4 I got in today, and I have another one coming in Friday. But this is called Classic Tarot, division of the Lenormands. It's the back of the box, and the cards actually look like the back of the box. And then you have them, this is the front, and they look like this. So I have a deck that's very similar to this already. Another division of the Lenormand. I want to go get it, but I'm going to wait. Excuse me. Wait on it. Oh. So I am familiar with these images, but I just want to crack these open a little bit. I got some oracle cards, finally. I still have the What's the Tea and my pink tarot deck. I still have both of those. So I want to start off with this new deck, this Classic Tarot card deck. There's 78 cards in this deck. They are beautiful. And I just want to try to do a 3-card spread if I could. Now I'm having troubles cracking these cards because they're brand new, so they're stiff. You know what I mean? So we'll try them, see what happens. It's like they want to go everywhere, and I don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best to crack these cards. Can I crack? That's a little bit better. It's so stiff, but I love them. They're so pretty. I get excited about cards, new cards, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the deck. As I've been shuffling before I got on camera, so. These pretty cards. They are beautiful. Put some of them down. 78 is a lot of cards to me, but hey. Spirit Ancestors, the Most High God. Oh, and by the way, I did sage these cards already. I saged the new decks. I'm not going to use any deck without saging them. I've already done that. This is my sage. I put it out already. It went out on its own, actually. But hey, let's go. When I say they're slippery, they are trying their best to fall out of my hands. And I don't want them to fall on this floor. I have them all now. Let's go. Can I get a 3-card spread? Please, Spirit Ancestors, the Most High God. Almost. Whoop. There you go. Got one. We'll get 3 cards. And maybe a clarifier. We'll see. These kind of want to jump. It's a little bit livelier, but they slick though. They're really trying to fall out my hand. Please don't fall out my hand. I do not want to fish these off the floor. Yeah, excuse me. It's been a long day. It's hot in that warehouse, y'all. We ain't got no AC in there. They burning us alive. Boy. Get it. Oh, another one. Spirit ancestors, spirit, most high God angels, my spirit guides, my spirit team of love and light. I need one more card, please. Got the card. It went on the floor. Where is it? Which one is this? It's in reverse. And I need one clarifier, please. And we're going to do one oracle card on top of that, okay? See if we got a message today. And this is for the collective. It's not for no one sign. I will tell you what signs I do have on the table, okay? One more card, please. Yeah, get one card, please. Ancestors, the Most High God, let me crack you one more time. Maybe that's what I need to do. I just want one more. Oh, God. They're so hard. They're stiff. Lord. Oh, God. This is our clarifier. All right. Let's see what we got here. We've got the 9 of Wands upright. We've got the Queen of Cups upright. And we have, what is this? The 5 of Wands in reverse. Clarified by the Lovers upright. So for the first card, I'm going to read, and it says, this is public recognition, victory, progress, and self-confidence. And just say on the side, movement, balance, solutions, harmony, healing, and empathy. So it sounds to me like, since it's upright, somebody is gaining some public, some victories, some kind of progress, which is helping to build some confidence, possibly getting some public recognition. I don't know if that's on somebody's job or it's happening maybe in the workplace or amongst friends, but it's in public, or it could be on a platform of some sort, but there's some public recognition. Somebody's making some progress somewhere and something that they're doing, they are finding success. Finding success. So it sounds to me they are finding solutions to their issues. There's balance that's coming in. Somebody doing some healing too. Somebody is doing some healing. They are healing from something. So something took place where they're making progress in their healing in that area. As far as a public recognition part, not sure what that is pointing to, but like I said, it could be social media, or it could be in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody is getting recognized for something. Maybe friends are recognizing that their friend is healing from something. Maybe they all know what happened. Maybe they all know what that person went through, and somebody's healing. And they're publicly, maybe they took them out. Maybe that's the public thing. They took them out and, you know, for a good time or to eat or just to celebrate their successes. They're finding their footing now. You know, maybe they're not in a bad predicament anymore, a bad way anymore. You know what I mean? Could have been where they were having some issues. It could have been with a person. It could have been with a relationship, another person. It could have been that. Or it could have been maybe they're finding financial success where they didn't have it before. Maybe they didn't have as much money before and now they do for whatever reason. Maybe they got a better job. That's probably what it is. They probably got a better job. That's what it sounds like to me. So they're beginning to find solutions to some of their problems. And they're getting some public recognition and some, you know, for this progress, for this victory. They're gaining their self-confidence back. So I wonder what happened to knock the confidence off. Or something must have happened. And then we got the Queen of Cups upright is compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. That's what it says. Compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, and healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. Somebody's following their intuition finally. Maybe that's what the celebration is about. Maybe that's why they're getting the recognition. Because they finally following their intuition. And this is another card that says healing. So it's two healings in a row. If somebody is healing from something, somebody went through something and now they are healing. They have made some progress to overcome something that was an issue. Could have been holding them back from something where they were imbalanced at one point. That's what I'm getting. And they probably weren't getting along with people because I feel like there was some disharmony somewhere. But they were not getting along with people. Spirit says yes. That's what it was. They weren't getting along. Maybe because they was doing some things that just people wasn't approving of. And it's not necessarily that you have to have somebody's approval, but maybe this person was so imbalanced that it just was awkward. It was odd to see them that way. And they finally got themselves together and straighten them, you know, straighten out things in their lives where, you know, their life where they're not imbalanced anymore. They're not low bright. That's what I heard. Low vibrational. So they were doing some low vibrational things. Ah, okay. Some low vibrational things. That's what they were doing. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right at all. And they may have been living their life a little reckless. And maybe now they're coming out of that and getting some public recognition for changing course and starting to vibe a little higher. So yeah, learning to be more compassionate. You know, they would all these things is coming out that they're doing now, which meant that there was the opposite before. So the Queen of Cups, that's water, which before they probably didn't show any compassion. It probably was, what do you call it? Like like they were hard, they were cold. No, didn't have any compassion at all. They were kind of rigid, you know what I mean? And it's saying that they are now having compassion. They're calmer now. They're starting to be more nurturing, and emotionally stable. So this person was reckless. Like I said, I just saw that on this card. This person was emotionally unstable. Okay. And they probably was not following their intuition, and they probably was doing some things that was really reckless and crazy at first. Okay. And they are coming out of that right now. They're coming out of it. Okay. And they are finding their heart, so to speak. Maybe they ain't used their heart in so long they forgot how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe whatever they was in got so bad that, I don't know, it helped them to turn around. You know what I'm saying? So now that they are, since the first card is upright, it's telling me that they're walking upright. They're beginning to walk upright, meaning they're starting to be more righteous, meaning they're starting to make better decisions, meaning they're starting to vibrate higher, meaning they're going in a better direction than what they was in. So they are upright now, and they're leaving behind some things. And people are beginning to recognize that this person is changing. That's that public recognition, because they're beginning to have more victories and making some progress and getting their self-confidence back. Because maybe at first, whatever they was in and was low vibrational, it was just destroying things in their lives, their life. Maybe they were losing things. That's probably what it was. They were losing things, and it probably looked bad for them. Things was breaking bad for them because of the decisions they was making, because they was vibrating low, but they had turned that around. So now we got the Queen of Cups in the middle upright, where they're beginning to show compassion. So it seems like they're finding their heart. They're finding their emotions, because they were emotionless at first, which meant they were doing things without really caring. It probably was hurting a whole lot of people too. Probably just running folks over. And this male or female, now I don't know. You take it as it resonates. And then now they're walking in a better direction. They're starting to vibrate high. They're making it about face, and they're starting to do better things. They're starting to make better decisions, and their mind is getting their mind together. You know what I'm saying? They're getting their mind together. They're starting to think different, starting to look at things different. Maybe something happened to where it really made them look at themselves. And that's why this change it seems like it's a sudden change. So something must have suddenly happened, and it must have been something big enough to make them change directions, do that 180. All right. So that's the Queen of Cups is here. That is water. So it's a water sign. Could be a water sign. It's got some Queen of Cups. Anytime you see cups, it's got some water. So it may be a water sign. Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe a Gemini. I see Pisces. It's Pisces. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yep. All right. And then the third card is the Five of Wands in reverse. And in reverse, it's avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. And the Five of Wands is, so this person is avoiding conflict, they're respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. This person, it's kind of like it's filling me in on how this person used to be. And they have been this way for a long time. This person was what you would call, like the Bible would say, a brawler, a person that like to keep conflict going, like to fight and argue all the time, and their relationships was probably like that. So this probably was a toxic person, and they've been that way all their lives, and something happened. But they're avoiding conflict now, which means, they're not doing all that rah-rah and all that arguing, because they probably was that type of person that liked to, will argue you down all the time. They're respecting differences, and then they're agreeing to disagree. I have this what I'm getting is this person talked about things that were different than them. Anything that was different outside of them. Because they, to themselves, in their head, they were the standard. So they had a problem with other people. Everybody they measured against themselves. Them being the standard, them looking at themselves as the best, or they were better than other people. So they were the standard. And this is why they always had conflict with other people, because they were constantly criticizing other people, because ain't nobody better than them, they, who's in Morris Day, ain't nobody bad like me, they were like that. They were like that. And they kind of looked down their nose at other people and had a problem with other folks and different things that they were doing that was different than them. They had a problem with anything that was different to them. How they were, their low vibrational self was normal. And anything else that was different was criticized and mocked and talked about in a bad way. And they didn't respect people that were different. They didn't respect people that live, and I just heard that were high vibrational. They didn't respect that. They didn't respect high vibrational people. You know what I'm saying? He or she was the type of person that you could say birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? They were the type of person that if you're not doing what they doing, then you're not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And what they was doing it's what everybody else is doing. Is everybody else should be doing that. I set the standard. I'm the one. I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not doing what I'm doing, then you're not cool. You're not this. You're not that. So they considered themselves, cool or whatever. And it sounds like ego to me. Sounds like they were a little stuck on themselves and probably have been living low vibrational for a long time with this type of egomaniac type of thing going on for years, and just dogging folks and hurting folks' feelings and talking about them and just criticizing. He sounded a little split tongue there, like kind of a little lion going in there when you get to talking about the ego. And so something must have happened with the Six of Wands being the first card is letting me know that there has been a change. There has been a serious change, because now this person is getting public recognition. So, and then the recognition that they're getting is from the changes that they've made, the progress that they're making, the victories that they're starting to have. Because why would you celebrate somebody having victories unless they weren't before? Do you understand what I'm saying? You ever had friends that were going through some things, and let's say it's financial and seem like they can't win for losing? You might even hear them say that, right? And it be like that for a while. Y'all try to support them as much as you can and do MR, and you're trying to support them and you're trying to encourage them to keep going and not to give up. Things gonna change. And then one day things change for real. You know what I'm saying? And that person, as they say, hit a lick, but it's a good lick, and it's the catalyst for change in their life, to where things go in a better direction for them. Things start getting better for them. They're able to take care of themselves better, and not have to ask nobody nothing, not have to do nothing for, you don't have to do nothing for them like you used to. They're able to maintain on their own because they hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? If you ever had a friend like that, and I have, and I've been that person too. So, maybe that's the way it was at first. And then something happened to where things turned around for them. Maybe they got a better job. Maybe they got a raise. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what happened? I don't know. This card's just not telling me what it was. But they are getting more recognition for the victories and the progress that they're making. And because things are turning around for them, they have more confidence, self-confidence for themselves. And then they are becoming more compassionate and more calm and nurturing and emotionally stable, because they done went through something just like other people go through something. This time when they went through something, it must have been something pretty bad and prolonged. You know what I'm saying? It must have been something, whatever it was that they went through, it changed them. Because now they have compassion. That's what the cards are saying in the Queen of Cups. Now they're stable because they had been unstable before, reckless and running ragged and doing who knows what. But now they're stable. Their mind is stabling, emotionally stable. They're not talking about folks like they used to. They're not looking down their nose at folks like they used to. You know what I'm saying? They're not making it seem like they the standard anymore. You know what I'm saying? That ego is deflating. You know, it's starting to look at things more realistically and come back to earth. And that ego is getting up out of there. And they're starting to be more caring because they didn't care at first. And the person that is not emotionally stable or lack emotions is in their egos who do things without really thinking or caring who they hurt along the way. You know what I'm saying? And then the third card being the Five of Wands in reverse is saying that now they're avoiding conflict, they're respecting differences, they're agreeing to disagree. Which says to me that all the stuff that they used to be is now in reverse. All the low vibrational things they used to do, be, and say and think is in reverse. They're avoiding the conflict. No more rah-rah. No more arguing. No more none of that. They're trying to not to do that as much as possible now. They're starting to respect people's differences. I heard compromise. Starting to compromise, which meant they wasn't doing that at first. They were real selfish. You know what I'm saying? So that's what is happening now. Everything that they used to be that we say is bad, they're reversing that. And that's what's happening with this person. And I wonder why that is. Why did that have to happen at this point for them to turn around? What was it that I wish these cards would tell me what they did. I wonder, can I find an oracle card that might tell me what it was? Or I don't know if the oracle card will tell me what it was. I think I'm gonna draw one of my regular cards. Hold on. Let me look at these. They might. Shoot, let's go. These pretty ass cards. Let's use these cards. How about that? These is brand new as well, so you will see it in the unboxing video. Oh, God, help. They're a little bit more flexible than these down here on the table. Okay. I would like to know, for the first card, what happened to where they are now starting to make progress and getting public recognition? What happened? Or, this is hard to get up. What happened where they're starting to get public recognition, they're starting to have confidence, self-confidence, and victory and progress? Why? The Six of Wands upright. Why? The Six of Wands upright. Why the Six of Wands upright? These are some pretty cards. The desire to achieve and develop higher status, skills, and success, to compete. Okay. So they were trying to. This is again filling in the background of what was going on with this person. So they're getting the public recognition and victory and progress and self confidence, but their problem was that they were too ambitious. Now, some people will say there's no such thing as being too ambitious, but it is if you're trying to compete with people for the wrong reasons. For the wrong reasons. Like in my last video, I was talking about keeping up with the Joneses. That's the wrong reason to compete. It's different if you're competing and you're in competition with someone. Let's say you're in sports, you're supposed to compete. If you're competing for a position in the workplace, then you're going to showcase your skills. That's different. If you're doing it just to best somebody else, you have the wrong motive, the wrong intention behind it, then no, it's not good to have that type of ambition. But it says here the desire to achieve and develop higher status, skills, and success to compete. Okay? So I'm getting that this person, they're going along with the ego thing that I was telling you about, that they were a very competitive person, but for the wrong reasons. And this is what kept them in trouble. And this is why they were so out here running willy-nilly, being reckless. So this is what's filling me in on what their problem was. Anything else on the Six of Wands? Hold on. These are super slick. Hold on. Pretty and super slick. Okay, let's try this again. Would you like to say anything else? Six of Wands. Yes. So whatever happened, it ended up putting them in sorrow, okay? That says sorrow. A deep emotional pain or unhappiness, a feeling of sadness caused by past actions, decisions, or events. Remember when I said if something must have happened to make them turn around and do that 180 to turn away from whatever it was, and now they walking upright? So when we have the sorrow card, which is saying that a deep emotional pain or unhappiness, a feeling of sadness caused by past actions, decisions, or events, something that they were doing or did, caught up to them some kind of way, and it was that. And it was enough to make them change. It was enough, okay? And they were in sorrow for whatever took place, for something that they did. They put themselves in a predicament or into something that was going on in their lives. And the last thing that happened, whatever that was, it got so bad that they changed. And sometimes some people will need to have those type of things happen, whatever it is, in order for them to change. Because you can want them to change all you want to. If they're not ready, they're not ready. And in this case, this situation, whoever this person is, whatever happened was enough for them to decide to change. So they are starting brand new, walking upright. So they're getting this, as they say, they're getting their sea legs. I mean, they're land legs. You know what I'm saying? They're learning. So with the Queen of Cups, why the Queen of Cups? Why the Queen of Cups, Spirit? Why the Queen of Cups, please? Try it again. These cards are super slick. Why the Queen of Cups? I'm not going to take a long time. I'm going to pull in a minute. That's what I'm about to do. Pretty ass cards. Hold on. Don't take much. Why the Queen of Cups? Balance in reverse. Maintaining stability, a situation where opposing forces are balanced, the effort to achieve balance. So it's balance in reverse. So remember I said earlier that this person was not balanced? Here we go again with the Queen of Cups. Now, Queen of Cups is saying that they are learning compassion and they are learning how to be comforting, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. Before that, they were unbalanced. And here it is confirming it again. It came out in reverse. Balance right there. See it at the top? But it came out like this. Okay? So it's confirming that this person was imbalanced. Okay? They were. They were reckless. They were running around. That's what they were doing. They were doing some things that they should not have been doing. Or they were just doing things that was low vibrational. Let's just put it that way. That is why. It's just confirming that this person was out here. And this might be somebody you know, or maybe you. You might have just been out here doing whatever, who knows. And something happened that made you turn around and start walking upright. And as they say, you doing the right thing. You did a 180 from all that running out there in the street. If you're the cross watcher, you know what I'm talking about. You're out here, you was out here. You was out here. And we don't have to go into all the things that you was doing. You know, you wasn't walking upright. That's for sure. Whatever happened changed your mind. And sometimes, it takes stuff being kind of severe for people to change their minds. Otherwise, they won't. So if that's what happened, congratulations that you changed. I'm not happy that something horrible happened or something crazy happened to you. But apparently it was necessary to get you to go in the right direction. Okay? You're learning how to be more compassionate, where at one point you couldn't give up. You didn't care. You're learning to be more comforting. You're learning to be calm. But before, you was spouting off, snapping. You're learning to be more nurturing and caring. And you're also healing from whatever it was that helped that caused you to turn from all of that stuff that wasn't good for you. So now you're looking at things and trying to make decisions that's for your higher good. Congratulations. Being more emotionally stable, not all erratic and all over the place. Maybe you stop doing DRUGSs. Could be that. You stop, MJ or whatever else you was doing. You stop, maybe that's what it was. Or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was some habits that you had. Maybe it was some intimate things that you had going on without me going into it. I know you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you had a habit in that area. You know what I'm saying? And you were just being reckless with people's emotions and you was unstable yourself. You were just all over the place. So it's good that you're going in a better direction and you're making the decisions now for your life that's for your highest good. But we're going to look at the Five of Wands. I wonder, can I get one to fall for that? And if not, I'm going to pull it. I feel like that one want to fall. When I say these cards are slick, they slick. Wealth. Get the wealth card. Five of Wands. in reverse says avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. And because you have changed from those things, from the conflict you used to be in constantly all the time, seemed like you was into it with some of everybody, your friends, your families, people at work, you avoiding that now. You're starting to respect people's differences that's not like your own. You're starting to respect and look at and see that there are people that are different. They don't have to be like you. They don't have to do things like you. They don't have to think like you. They don't have to see stuff like you do. And then you're agreeing to disagree, which means that people are allowed to have their opinions now. That if it's different from yours, you don't feel you're being respectful about the fact that y'all don't see eye to eye on something, and it don't have to be an argument. You really are trying to change. You really are trying to walk in a better direction. That means inside there's some things going on with you. There's some enlightenment that has come into you. Your mind is changing. You know, maybe that third eye is opening up and you start to see things completely different, and you're willing to continue this path that you're on right now. And because of that, Spirit said, wealth is coming. Wealth is coming. You see that? That look like money. Let me read it again. Prosperity, luxury, a state of having money, resources, or possessions, emotional or material abundance, possibly both. Let me read it again. Prosperity, luxury, a state of having money, resources or possessions, emotional or material abundance. So because you have decided to walk away from those things that are not serving you, Spirit is saying wealth is on the way. You have unlocked a door by simply turning from things that were not for your highest good. And you're willing to do it. Look, Spirit is not going to reward you. You're not going to get those type of rewards of wealth and goodness and all of this and abundance and success and all of this stuff unless this is for real, that you're for real about this path that you're on right now. And you have to be 100% willing to walk that path. And apparently you have been, because now wealth is on the way. Isn't that what it says? Wealth, right there. Now this last card, remember this? I did a 3-card spread plus a clarifier. Your clarifier is the Lovers. This is going to be interesting. Upright is love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. Alrighty then, sure it does. Now, so for those of you that are not in any type of romantic connection, could this be that you are about to find that person? That you are about to find the one? You are about to find your companion? Could that be it? Because that's what it sounds like to me. That you are about to be in a romantic connection where there is true love and harmony. This person is going to be your partner and your friend as well. This is going to be a very passionate connection. But it would also be a very loving connection as well. It will be very, very loving. This card says deep love. You're going to have to make a choice. I don't know what kind of choice you're going to have to make. Then it says the strength of two together. Balance, home, and responsibility. And the Lovers, two people becoming one. Oh, is that what about to happen? Why the Lovers, Spirit? I got a feeling the reason why the Lover's card clarified everything is because you turned over a new leaf. This is a part of, I don't want to say deal, but this is a part of the blessing that's coming your way because you have seriously taken walking this path. You're walking this path and you're taking it seriously. And you're committed to it. And being committed to righteousness and walking upright. When I say righteousness, don't think Bible. Righteousness is walking upright, is doing the right thing. It's a culmination of several things, like integrity, which is doing what's right when nobody's looking. That's a part of it. Loyalty, not, being truthful, being honest, it's so many things that come under that umbrella. And I asked, why the Lover's card? And I got a card down here. Hold on. And it's in the reverse. It's weird. And that card is in action. Why do we have in action? Oh, let me read it. Or let me let you see it. But it came out like this. In action. Not taking any steps or making any effort towards a situation or a problem if it's upright. But since it's up in reverse, that means that you will be taking this action. You will be making sure that whoever you connect with, that you nurture that relationship because you're learning how to be a nurturer. Remember? You're learning how to be compassionate. You're learning how to be stable. You're learning how to be calm. You're learning how to, all these things that Spirit is teaching you how to be is preparing you for this person. Because you took that path seriously when you turned from those things that were not good for you, that were not for your highest good, and now you're looking at things that are for your highest good, and you walking in that direction, you're serious and you're committed about it. Not only are you going to get the wealth, but you're also going to get the love of your life. This is what it looks like to me. These are now, if you're already with somebody, this does not apply to you, okay? This does not apply to you about finding the love of your life, okay? If you're already in a relationship, you're already with somebody, this does not apply to you, okay? You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't apply, let it fly, okay? But because you've decided to take that path and you're walking upright because of the things that happened that changed your mind, that put you in a sorrowful state, whatever it was, it really messed you up. It really did a number on you. It put you in your feelings that you didn't know you had. It helps you to understand some things. It shook you to your core, whatever it was. And this was something that you brought on yourself because of the decisions that you were making at that time and the actions and the events that were taking place because of those decisions. It led to a culmination of all of that, led to a climax, a point to where everything exploded enough to have you sit down for a second and think about some things. It kind of messed you up. And you decided at that point, after really thinking about how your actions put you in that spot, in that space at that time, it made you think about all the things that you did, all the things that you caused, all the pain that you caused other people, all the hurt, all the destruction that you caused. And you've been doing this for a long time. So Spirit had to sit you down and had something happen. And when that happened, you changed. It took you a second to get yourself together. But Spirit worked on your heart and your mind. And you started thinking about things a little bit more deeper. You started getting in connection and contact with feelings and emotions that were dormant inside of you for a long time. They were there. They were just covered over in all that ice. For whatever reason, you were the way you were. Whatever happened made you change. And it was a sudden thing that happened. And you committed to a path of righteousness, of doing the right things, of thinking the right things, of having the right intentions, of walking the right path. You committed to that, inside and out, here. You're finding your balance, you're finding your emotions, and things are new to you. So just take your time. You got to get used to feeling again. Okay? You start moving in this direction and you committed to it. Therefore, you're not a brawler anymore. You're not in conflict anymore. You're learning to agree to disagree. You're respecting other people's differences. You're not arguing. You're not doing all of that craziness. You're not reckless no more. Your mind is stabilized and you're beginning to think and things are clear. The fog is lifting and you're still on that path. You don't understand everything yet, but you have committed to it. And that's the thing that I want you to understand, because you committed. Spirit know you committed to it. So Spirit say, because of that, because you turned your back on a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of ways, and you committed to keeping that door closed. Spirit said, because you did that and you keep moving in the direction that you're going to have wealth. You're going to get some wealth. You're going to get some money, honey. And then you're going to get love, real love, like you never had it before. And maybe that's what you was looking for before and you couldn't find it. And you was just out here. Maybe that's what you really, really wanted. But you was going about it the wrong way. So now that you have committed to this path of righteousness, of walking upright and doing things in the right way, you have committed to things that are meant for your highest good. And you're willing to walk this path and seek out what it is that you need to know and to do. To stay on this path, and you have closed that door, you're going to get the wealth and you're going to get the love. Okay? You're going to get those things. That's what Spirit said. Now, this is what's happening in this spread. Now, if you know you're not walking upright, you know you haven't committed to no kind of path that's for your highest good, don't even try to claim this message. It's not for you. You know if you have been. You know if that was your choice. And you're taking the steps, your actions, because inaction is here in reverse, which means that you're taking the steps and you're taking the necessary, making the necessary actions that's going to bring you solutions to problems. Not taking any steps or making any effort toward a situation or problem. So you're going to take all the steps that you need, make every effort that you can, that you know of, and then some. And if you don't know, you're going to ask. Now I mean, go ask. Don't ask your neighbor. No. Take it, whatever you believe, whoever you believe in, God, Buddha, whoever. It don't matter. Walk the righteous path. And go to whoever it is that you believe in and ask for direction when you feel lost. But most things, you're going to know what to do because it's the opposite of who you were. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of what you was doing. If you know it wasn't for your highest good and you left that, then you're going to do the opposite. And that's the righteous path. You don't need to do a whole lot of digging and research and all of that stuff. Just do the opposite of what you was doing. If it was low vibrational, now it's time to vibrate high. Simple as that. I'm not telling you not to ask if you're really not sure. By all means. But as the church said, take it to the Lord in prayer. If you're not sure, if that's what you do, if that's your belief system, whatever it is, stay on the path. Don't stop. You doing the right thing. Peace, love, and light.